Day 6, healthy hacks. We're going to talk hormonal health. Now, whether you are at a younger stage and building up to having children, whether you're at that stage where you are a childbearing age, whether you choose to have them or not, or whether you are perimenopausal or even postmenopausal, your hormones have a massive play in how you feel, how you behave, in your health in general. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of things that actually go against our hormonal health, and it's stuff that we don't tend to learn until it's almost too late. So I'm going to take this opportunity to talk to you very briefly about hormonal health. Balancing our hormones. So, things like any synthetic hormone, like contraception, for example. Normally, contraception pill, stuff like that. Yeah, not just using condoms or whatever. But yeah, so they make a lot of difference and they really knock out our bodies. Now, most of you listening to me are women, so I feel it's safe to say this. Unfortunately, it's a man's world. This is very slowly changing, but it is. We've been taught for years and years to just get on with it, and everything is our responsibility. Generally down to whether you choose to have a baby or whether you choose not to. If you have a sexual relationship, generally speaking, you have got to take control of that in some way. Just like going back with health, right back in the day when everything was learned about health and medicine, it was practiced on men, and the reason it was done is because women are just so complicated. We are amazing. You think about what our bodies can actually do. Now, whether we choose to reproduce or not, think about all the intricacies that you can, for the most part, grow another human being within your body and then squeeze it out. I mean, honestly, wow. But even take that away for a moment, because some of you, perhaps you can't have children. Just the intricacies of a female anatomy and hormones, it is absolutely nuts. We are amazing, but we are literally alien to men. They just don't get it. They just don't get us. And as I say, unfortunately, with medicine, most of it was practiced on men because the female anatomy was just far too confusing. So rather than getting into this, because as you can hear, I'm quite passionate about this, I need to tone it down and just talk basics. So things like, if possible, if you do take a synthetic birth control, if possible, try not to. Now, a lot of us have taken that because we've had trouble with our periods or our skin. There's normally another reason why. It's not normally always just about birth control. But basically, that's called papering over the cracks. We need to get back to what is really going on, because all that's doing is masking it. Now, what happens is, if you mask it for enough years when you're a bit younger, when you then suddenly get a bit older, you have an absolute multitude of issues. That's what happened to me. So I ended up being in perimenopause for 10 years, from 34 to 44, kept being told I was too young. And what it actually meant was that my poor body was going through an awful lot of problems and was lacking in a lot of things it needed for a good 10 years. So when we finally realised that I was actually full-on menopausal, I have had a lot of problems like bone pain, my hair was snapping off, my teeth were crumbling, my nails were snapping. I mean, honestly, as well as all hot flush, night sweats and all that terrible stuff, and extreme mood swings, like off the chain. So we need to try and balance our hormones as naturally as possible. So if you're at that stage where you are still having periods, etc., you need to look after your hormonal health. So you want to avoid artificial stimulants, so alcohol, caffeine, lots of sugar. They're generally not so great for anybody anyway, if I'm honest, but they really mess with your hormones, really mess your hormones up. So try not to. Try and avoid your caffeine, your alcohol, too much sugar, too much processed food. So basically, the more you drink your water and eat an abundance of more natural, healthier foods, to be honest, you're pretty much sorted. I'm going to put some information up to help you fuel your cycle a lot better. And those of you who are through it and you've gone through menopause, etc., it's still incredibly important because you're now lacking certain hormones and our bone health, our bone density is in jeopardy. So things like calcium, etc., we really need to work on that. So I wanted to keep this short and sweet. I'm almost hitting my 5-minute mark, so I'm going to stop now, but it's all about hormonal health and I'll give you some more information. Anything you want to know, get in touch, watch this, comment, talk to me, DM me, whatever you need to do. But day 6, not day 5, oh my God, honestly, my hormones are all over the shop. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.